Hey there, greetings everyone. Daniel Lowry from Antisyphon Training, and I'm going to do a walkthrough of one of the MetaCTF Flash Challenges from February 2025. That's right, today's Flash Challenge, or one of the challenges in the Flash Challenge. There's usually quite a few of them. This one is a forensic challenge. Should be a lot of fun. I don't get to do a lot of forensic stuff, so this was really entertaining for me to kind of work my way through and go, okay, I see what you're doing there. And maybe if you're stuck or you just want to kind of see how I solved it, you'll find this interesting and hopefully educational as well. What's the challenge, you say? Well, it is till delete do us part. Oh, so sad if we do. We're hoping to undelete things, actually, as we can read with what we have here. It says, I was messing with trying to dual boot, as one does. Oh man, it always ends in tragedy when you're messing with dual booting, or it can. Yeah, I remember there was a tool that used to be around called Partition Magic. That's what we called it. It was definitely magic and not tragic. You get the idea anyway, right? Messing with partitions and booting and dual booting and on your hard drive from time to time leads to tears. Oh no. And it says, while trying to fix partitions, I accidentally deleted the one on my wedding flash drive. That's an oddly worded sentence, but hey, what are you going to do? At least I'm having trouble reading it. I accidentally deleted the one on my wedding flash drive I carelessly had plugged in. That's one long run-on sentence, kids. Okay, yeah, that does happen from time to time, right? You got a flash drive plugged in, you're messing around with partitions, maybe you're doing something like Belena Etcher, you're creating a drive for booting stuff. I've definitely done that. You picked the wrong thing, and now it's Wipesville. Things are gone. That's no bueno. That's a bad day at the beach. We don't like that. So our marching orders, please help me recover it. So we have some information on this drive that we need to recover because, and there's a few things in here that kind of give us the idea of what's going on, right? They use things like partitions, accidentally deleted, it's a flash drive, and recover. Okay, so that's all the info we really need, other than to download the artifact here, right? So click that button, and that will download the thing. You click it, bam, download happens, USB.zip, sweet, fun, we're all ready to rock and roll. Now, of course, I've already pre-downloaded it, and I created a folder for it to stay organized, as one does. And if I do an ls-al, there it is right there. By the way, always do ls-al. Right. I know ls is so much easier, or sometimes you can do like it's alias to ll, right? This one isn't doing al, that's just doing long listing. I like al better. Sometimes it's la, not la, like that. Yeah. Not here though, but every now and then that's a great alias to do. Because then you always, if you type in ls and you've aliased it, you get the idea. It always gives you all the information, which is always an important thing. It actually helped me out, saved me on this specific challenge. So that's why I'm bringing it up. All right, so we've got USB.zip, and we need to unzip it. Fairly simple. I'm going to clear the screen, and then I'm just going to use unzip of USB.zip. Click that, and look at that. It's inflating. We now have another file called USB image.img. It's an .img file. I typically see these when dealing with Mac OS and stuff like that, but they can be used for a variety of different things, storing and holding information. Okay, so now that we have this, what do we do? Can I mess with this with like strings? And I actually did do this. I'll show you some of the thought process I went to. Well, so I strings USB.image. And I did see this like clue text, our path to marriage was filled with countless green flags. I didn't know if that was, meant to help me, green flags. I'm like, okay, a green flag means go. Like, what are we trying to do here? And then I wanted to make sure this was actually, because it had a lot of weird information in here. I don't know if this was supposed to be a bit, I can see part of some of the file contents using strings. So there's definitely file contents in here. But I did some grepping for like CTF and MetaCTF, looking for flag, anything that looked like the flag format of that MetaCTF, curly brace, something in the middle kind of idea. That didn't really get me in, but okay. So I'm remembering this is a partition we need to recover. What are some good tools that could be used for getting that? And that's where like Google came in handy. And I started looking through some stuff. Let's jump in here. Let's get into, and I'll show you what I did. I just went to Google and I typed in, what did I type? I think I just typed in how to cover a deleted partition Linux, because I'm using Linux. And yeah, that's exactly where I went. And I said, I found this Reddit thread right here. It says, accidentally deleted all the partitions, any way to recover. So I clicked on that. First link, you read what's going on. And then I think right here, let me scroll. I always like to make it human readable. I saw this link, test disk. Okay, what's test disk? So I clicky. I see this. Cool, we've got this tool called test disk for data recovery. Open source software, like that, always a good time there. A powerful free data recovery software. It was primarily designed to help recover lost partitions and make non-bootable. Well, that sounds exactly like what we're looking to do here, right? So, of course, as one does, I jump into my terminal and I type in apt search test disk, and I see test disk, and look at that, already installed. Isn't that lovely? Thank you, Kali, for having that installed. This is the latest version of Kali. So I think this is 2025.1a. I think that's what I'm using. This is the latest as of the filming of this episode. So that means I can just use it, right? So the first thing I do is test disk, and then I give it the file, usb.img. Well, it's doing something, and I like that. So this was fun. Okay, what do we do? It only has one option, and it says, test disk needs 24 lines to work. Please enlarge the terminal. Okay, well, obviously, we're going to need to, it says 24 lines. All right, there, 22, there we go, 23, 25. Well, isn't that a fun little thing? It's trying to make sure that it formats correctly. I didn't know that because I had it all shrunk down. Hopefully this is still a good font for you good folks, and we won't need to get too crazy. I'm going to just walk you through it audibly as well, so that shouldn't be too problem. So now that I have the screen size, the terminal size at the right dimensions, the right lines, I can now proceed, which is already highlighted. So all I have to do is hit enter for proceed. And then we have this option, please select the partition table and type, or partition table type, press enter when done. It's on Intel by default, and that is exactly what we're looking for. So I'm going to press enter. And then we have some options, right? It does say that I'm using this USB image, and we have analyze, we have advanced, geometry, options, MBR code, delete, and quit. Well, I'm going to go with analyze to analyze the current partition structure and search for lost partitions. That is exactly what we would like, right? So I'm just going to hit enter. And it says, no partition is bootable. And that can make you go, oh, what's going on, man? But right down here, you have quick search. Okay, so that's what you want to do. It's already highlighted, so you just hit enter. Now things are starting to work. We can see we have a FAT32 partition, and it doesn't have a name. Okay, no big deal. It says that the structure is okay. Use up, down arrows to select a partition. We only have one, so that was easy. Use left and right to go to change partition characteristics. And then you have all this stuff down here with these keys, right? And that's what caught my eye. Again, I've never used test disk before. So I'm looking at this, add a partition, load a backup, change type, list files. Well, I am trying to recover files. That could be a good way to go. And to do that, I need to do a capital P, and that should list all the files in this partition. That's exactly what I do. So Shift P, and oh look, there are files. Look at all these wonderful files. Isn't it beautiful? And I can see wedding photos, I see documents, I see invites, receipts, music, vows, backup, and .meta. Well, cool. What are the options now? Now that I can see the files that are there, what are my options? Again, use right to change directory, H to hide or delete files, or to hide deleted files, I'm sorry. We have Q to quit, which I don't want to do. I can do a colon to select the current file. I can do an A to select all the files. I can do a capital C to copy the selected files, or a lowercase c to copy the current file. Well, cool. So it looks like what I want to do is copy, or I want to copy all the files, but I need to select them all first. So I'm going to just type A. You'll notice that they turn green. And they put a little star or a little asterisk next to each one of them, letting me know that they have been selected. Now I want to press capital C to copy the selected files. So Shift C it is. And now it's asking me, where do I wish to save that? Well, I've got the current directory that I'm in. I don't have any other folders there. I could waltz around, but I'm just going to save them right there in my MetaCTF directory. And you can see that is highlighted right there. That's where I'm going to save them if I select the period. So I will do what it tells me to do, which is another capital C when the destination is correct, which it is. So Shift C it is. And it does say right there, copy done, 13 okay, 0 failed. Ooh, we've come a long way. We hopefully, fingers crossed, we've actually copied these files. They are in that file folder, and we can go check that if we like. Spoiler alert, we should be good. We should be good. We can always come back in. It's not going to end the world if we exit out of here. I actually don't need to recover the partition necessarily. Really, all I wanted to do was recover the files. I mean, you can go down that road where you're getting the partition, making it usable again, and then mounting it, and then seeing the files. But if I've already recovered it using test disk, what do I need to go any further? I just need to look for that flag. That's the challenge. And ultimately, at the end of the day, this is how I would do it. I would have just recovered the files to my hard disk. Then I would have wiped that USB drive, copied the files back over, and went, here you go. There's your stuff. Enjoy. Now, there's probably reasons why one thing would be better than another, but ultimately, for our purposes now, I just need that flag file, which I can get. So let's get back to it. I do have them copied, so I'm just going to start queuing my way out of here. So Q, and now I'm back out. All right, cool. Let's clear. Let's do, hello, clear. I cannot type today. Clear. Let's do, I can now increase my font size. Let's do that ls-al. And oh, look at all these wonderful things, right? There's backup, there's documents, there's invites, music, receipts, vows, wedding photos, and of course, a hidden file called .meta. You insidious people over at MetaCTF, hiding things from us, are you? Well, we'll teach you, right? So obviously, what do we want to do now? We want to start drilling down and looking for that file that we know is going to have that flag for us. So we will cd into .meta ls-al. We don't want anything to be hidden. And then we have a folder called CTF. So cd into CTF ls-al. Okay, we got another folder called curly brace in. So we're going to cd into curly brace in ls-al. Oops, ls-al. There we go. Try that again. We now have a folder called 0, cd into 0, ls-al. Oh, hold on. I see what's happening here. Hopefully you see what's happening here already. You tricksters. MetaCTF, just when you think all I got to do now is find the flag, I did the thing, right? I recovered. But no, maybe you're seeing what I'm seeing, but I see MetaCTF curly brace N0. I can only assume this is going to continue down the log. I don't know how long this flag is going to be. So let's use some bash foo to drill our way down to the last folder in this thing, because it looks like what these jokers have done, and it is that they've made the path to the last folder. Like if you look at the entire path, it's going to be the flag, right? Hiding in plain sight. It's kind of fun. So what I want to do is I want to drill down to that last folder so that I can see that path and then get the flag, right? So like I said, we're going to use a little bit of bash foo to make that happen. So let's get in here and let's make it happen. What can we do? Well, find can be a useful one for this, and then you can use command substitution to cd into that last folder. So let's do that. So I'm going to cd, start with change directory. Then I'm going to do my command substitution, which is going to be, because the way this works, I need good expansion. So I'll need double quotes like that, then $, open parentheses. And in between this right here is going to go our command substitution. This is where our find command is going to hide. Okay. So I'm going to find dash type of D because I want only directories. And then I'm going to use the option printf like that, which if you read your man page on find is an option. You can print things. Isn't that fun? You can get really specific with what you want find to print with printf. And for me, I'm going to do %p because that prints out the whole path of the file that it finds, or the directory that it discovers. And then I'm also going to add a new line like that. So just \n, that's a new line character in bash, and a lot of things, honestly. So it's a good thing to know. Did I forget anything? I think I have to actually wrap this in double quotes as well. So let me do that. Yeah. So wrap that in double quotes. Don't forget that. Important safety tip. And then what I'm going to want to do after that is pipe that into sort. And I'm going to do that in reverse order, because if I do it in standard sort order, it's going to give me the first directory it finds and the second. It's just kind of tree list down. I want to start with the last one first. And then, I mean, I technically don't have to do this. I could do tail. Let's see if that works, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I could probably just do tail -in 1. And that should work. I think that should work. Let's find out. Yeah, there it is. There's the flag. You can see it. MetaCTF, not even deletion it's leet speak, separate us, right? There's the flag. But it's not the flag yet, right? It's still kind of, like, what's going on here? Okay. You know what it is? It looks janky because of the // that are used to separate each directory. I want to remove those. Sed, come to my rescue. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to copy it. Copy selection. And then from there, let's just clear the screen. I'm just going to echo that. Do this, double quotes, shift control V, double quotes, and then pipe that into sed. Right? So I'm just echoing that string into sed so that we can manipulate it with sed, the stream editor of all loveliness. Single quote S to do substitution. Now, normally what I would do here is throw a /, and that still will work, but it can look a little confusing because we're going to be manipulating /, and that gets your brain just looks at it and goes, what in the actual hell is going on here? With sed, fun little fact is you can use other characters as a separator. So a lot of times I'll use a period or maybe an underscore or something like that when slashes are being used. It just gets janky in my mind. So let me show you what I do. So I'm just going to use a dot to separate things. So substitute, give it the substitution thing I want to do. Now this is a special character, so I need to do a / to tell it to look for the /. I know, isn't this fun? And then that will negate its specialness. So putting the / in front of the / negates the /'s special character status. I give it another period. I want to substitute that / with nothing. So I don't put anything. I just put another period to let it know. Nothing should be there. That's what I want to substitute it with. Absolutely nothing, right? And then G to make that global. I don't know if that's necessary. I think it is, because it'll just stop at the first iteration. So once it finds something that can't substitute, if you don't put the G, it'll just stop there. G tells it, do this globally. For every instance that you find, make the substitution, close it out with your single quote. And there we go. Look at that, kids. We are awesome. We have the flag. We can now grab that, copy that selection, take it over here to MetaCTF, and plug it in. There it is. Paste and submit. Booyah. Correctamundo. We did it. We rule. You're awesome. I love you. You're amazing. Keep up the good work. Hope you really enjoyed this video. I know I sure did. It was a lot of fun to figure out and to make this video for you to see how I figured it out. Not just what I did, but why I did it. Hopefully that is chef's kiss on this episode. I will be doing these more in the future, so definitely stay tuned for those. Follow MetaCTF and all the things they do. Sign up if you haven't already, because this is fun stuff and will teach you to think outside the box when it comes to your skills and use them for cybersecurity, IT, you name it. It could be a great career thing. It shows that you're interested. Also, Antisyphon Training. Don't forget to follow us. And, of course, Black Hills Information Security. All the socials. We're on YouTube. Like, subscribe. You know what to do. You know what to do. It's all down there. Make it happen. Follow us so we can interact with you. It's going to be a lot of fun. Until next time, kids, have a great day.